Hi guys, and welcome back to Chip's Green World. And it's box week. Today we're going to be planting the box hedging at the far end of the garden behind Miss Japonica. I've purchased 20 in total, but I think looking at it now I may need another 10. I think it's going to take around about 15 each side. But then again, I will have a path in at this other end, so maybe not so many. Maybe I'll only need another 5. We'll see how this goes. Right, so let's get these pebbles moved first of all. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe I should have planted the hedge before I put the pebbles down. And what can I say? You would be right. Well, that's my design process, guys. Right, this is getting far too interesting, so we're going to have to speed this one up. Here we go. Right, wouldn't you know it, I forgot my trowel. Here we go. And while we're passing, it'd be rude not to stop and have a look to see how well my azalea's doing. If you watch my azalea rescue, look how beautiful it's looking now. What a stunner. And what's this beside it? Ooh, how has this beauty appeared in the courtyard? More on that in a later vlog. Right, let's get back to today's job. Right, let's get one of the little boxes so we know how deep to dig the trench. But first we're going to have to cut away the weed barrier. 3 inches, I'll use a Stanley knife and just slice 3 inches off the edge. So I'm only going to be planting this back edge for today, as I want to wait until the pond is in place, and that may be next week. Once the pond's in place, then I'll know where the path needs to be to get into the garden. Therefore I'll leave the hedge on the other side till later, which is probably a good thing, as I've not got enough box to plant the other side today. Right, let's get digging. Right, this is a bit of a tense moment, because normally when you get edging like this at the edge of the path, it's normally concreted in. So are we going to find a load of concrete under here? Hopefully not. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It looks so far to be fine, so I think we're going to be alright. I think the concrete must be a lot further down, because these edging stones are quite deep, so it looks like we're going to be okay. But if there was to be concrete under here, I would have had to plant the hedge a little further in. But luckily, that's not going to be a problem with this today. Right, so let's check the depth, and then if that's looking about right, we can then get the trench dug all the way along at that depth. And there we go, all done. So let's get the box and start placing them. Right, so I'm placing these blocks quite close together, a couple of inches apart really, and that's because I want an instant hedge. I'm only wanting it to grow an extra 2 inches higher, and then I'll keep it clipped at that height, so this way I get a full hedge immediately. If I was wanting a 2-foot hedge, I would probably then plant them a foot apart. 4-foot hedge, 2 foot apart, and so on. So it does look like my guesstimate was wrong. It's 15 this side, so I'll need another 5 for the other side. So let's get on. Let's get planting. Right, so simple. Take it out, pop it in, pack the back, side first, then the side, and leave the front edge until you get the next one in, and do that all the way along. If some are sitting lower than others, pack a bit of soil in before you plant. And a good little tip, before you firm each one down, make sure you've planted at least 3 to 4 in a row first, then go back over and firm down for every 3 or 4 you plant. And to answer a few questions, a lot of you have been asking, why are you still planting boxwood with so much box blight about? I've never been affected by box blight, so that's probably one good reason. And the other being, box is one of my favourite shrubs. But if you have been affected by box blight, there are so many more options out there for you these days. I may do a vlog in the future on it. But for now, let's relax into planting. And there we go. Wasn't that relaxing? Right, so now we just need to get the pebbles put back into place, and then we can get Gypsy Boy out to give them a good water. And like I said, I won't be planting the other hedge at the other side until I've got the pond into place, and the pond could be next week. But there's been some developments on the pond. I did buy a pond liner and I had the design all drawn up, but plans have changed. My design process, guys, I look at the effects of what I'm doing and then I work out where to go from there. And I've come up with another option with a pond. We're now going to have 2 ponds. Double the excitement. Little teaser there for you. So it could be next week. We'll see how things go. But for now, we'll hand you over to Gypsy Boy to give these a good water, and then I'll say a goodbye and have a great week, guys. Hope to see you again next week, and that's me done. Okay, bye now.